Welcome to my little channel where I'm trying to visit all the beaches on Cape Breton Island. Today I'm taking us to Florence Beach. I'll tell you how to get there and what to expect when you arrive. And I'll end with some interesting information I dug up while researching this beach, so definitely hang around till the end. Florence Beach is located right here. This bay here is called Spanish Bay. There are two beaches here. This one and that one. I'll visit this one first. I'm going to park right down here and I'm going to walk to the bridge. How to get there. From the Big Fiddle in Sydney, it's a 27-minute drive and totally worth it. Here's the Florence post office. In this book from 1922, it says the village of Florence was named after Florence Macdonald Mackenzie, who lived from 1869 to 1938. She was from Sydney Mines and was married to the prominent lawyer, politician, judge Daniel Duncan Mackenzie. In 1919, it was described as a small coal mining village with a population of 500. As I said, there are two beaches out this way, one at Little Pond and another at Big Pond. I'll start by going to the beach at Big Pond. Drive along Shore Road until you see these signs. I love seeing the personal touches that the community adds, like these handmade signs. There is a parking lot, but today, right now, there's nobody here, so I'm going to drive to the end of the lane. This is pack in, pack out. Here you see bulrushes, otherwise known as cattails, and I saw a duck. There are no lifeguards here, but there is cell reception. I visited this beach Sunday, July 21st, 2024, around 9:30 in the morning. Judging from the footsteps in the sand, this beach is very well used. I really like this beach. Up ahead, I'll show you the view, the sand dunes, the train bridge, I'll talk about the railroad, and I'll finish up with a really interesting story. This is provincial crown land known as Big Pond Beach Provincial Park. It is managed as a supporting park. As promised, I will show you the view. Here you see Oxford Point. Spanish Bay. And Black Point. Look how beautiful this is. Okay, things I saw. I think, a mussel shell, perhaps bleached Irish moss, these bird tracks, and someone lit up some driftwood. The sand dunes, look at these. That sand is absolutely beautiful. All this vegetation is crucial for preventing erosion and keeping all this beautiful sand right here. You can see how the root system can stabilize a sand dune. Behind the sand dunes, you'll discover a railroad. You can see ATV tracks in the sand. ATVs are known to be a problem here. I'm not going to get into it, but if you're interested, I'll include some links to news articles down below in the video description. But right now, I want to talk about this railway. It's called the Cape Breton and Central Nova Scotia Railway. It's owned currently by this company here. If you look closely, you can see Sydney stamped into the rail. And there's other stuff in there too, but I can't make it out. It's been about a decade since a train was last here. The gray line indicates out of service. Here's a map of the rail line going right by the beach. I'm going to show you the train bridge going over the channel. I could have watched these waves all day long. This was recorded during high tide. Here's the view from the bridge. And look at that. I watched these sea kayakers for a little while. I could hear them talking, two ladies sea kayaking on a Sunday morning. That's pretty neat. So it was 10 o'clock. Around 10 a.m. people started to show up. The forecast was calling for a nice, pleasant day. While researching this beach, I noticed some maps showed things that looked like submarine cables. Like that map and this map. Now I'm going to tell you a story about one of them. In 1953, an agreement for the first transatlantic telephone cable was signed. It would be called the TAT-1, short for Transatlantic Telephone. The number 1 signified the first. This was a joint project between American Telephone Telegraph Company, AT&T, and its Canadian subsidiary, the Eastern Telephone and Telegraph Company, and the British General Post Office, and the Canadian Overseas Telecommunications Corporation. Up until then, communication across the Atlantic Ocean was mainly by telegraph. Telephone calls were rare and were radio-based, so their quality was pretty terrible and the calls were expensive. The cable went from Big Pond Beach near Sydney Mines, across the Cabot Strait to Newfoundland, and then it went from Newfoundland across the Atlantic Ocean to Scotland. The cable was laid in 1955 and 1956 by Her Majesty's telegraph ship, the Monarch. The segment between Sydney Mines and Newfoundland was completed between April 30th and May 9th, 1956. TAT-1 went into service September 25th, 1956, and after the success of TAT-1, a number of other TAT cables were laid and TAT-1 was retired. Can anyone tell me if the cable warning sign is still there? Did I miss it? Okay, let's go to beach number 2. Let's get out of here, go across the road, and check out this other beach that people call the Back Beach. Driving along this lane, I was hoping not to encounter another vehicle because one of us was going to have to back up. Luckily, I didn't encounter anybody. It's definitely more rugged over here, more rocky. That over there is Cape Smoky. So now it's time to head home. Hey, if you like this video, the best way to support the channel is to subscribe and watch more videos. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I want you to have a great day, and I'll see you next week sometime.